This video is to demonstrate some stretching to balance your Qigong practice. So here we go. So this first one, I'm going to show you sideways first. So the front knee is bending to a 90-degree angle directly over the foot. The back knee is bending to anchor down. This can also be done with the knee on the ground. So please modify with the knee up or down according to what feels right for your body. So if the knee is down, the pelvis is forward. Same thing if the knee is up and bent. Pelvis moving down and forward. Arms over the head. And as you move the pelvis forward, move the arms back. And then we're going to, you can either stay down or you can come up and down, up and down. And then whether your knee is down or up, hold, move the pelvis, the hips forward, and the upper body back, feeling the stretch across the front of the thigh. Same thing if you're up like this, and then lean to the side towards the bent knee. Come up, down, and over. Up, down, and over. Good, one more. And then you can either come to all fours to switch if you're on the floor, or just step forward and step back. Same thing on the other side. If you're standing, it's straighten, bend. If you're down on the floor, it's just sinking in and leaning back and coming up. And then over to the side, up, over to the side. Good, and then coming up. And now this next one, you're either going to be standing or you can do this one sitting with the leg crossed like this. If you're sitting, then it's just pressing up and releasing down. If you're standing, it's sitting. You can also do an in-between where you support your hands and bend and straighten. And then with this one, if you're more flexible, you can reach for the floor and then bend and straighten. To the other side, either sitting and just lifting and moving back, or bending and straightening the standing leg. Reach all the way for the floor, bend and straighten. If you're doing the seated version, then after you do a couple of lift and down, you can bend over to deepen the stretch. And breathe into that place where you feel the stretch the most. And then this standing side stretch. Let's see if I can get back far enough. So we're reaching the hands overhead. I'm just bending the knees so you can see what my arms are doing, reaching overhead. And then I send energy down through one leg and reach to the other side, keeping my hips. I don't want to be shifting over like this, but keeping in the center. Stretching to one side and then the other. And not, again, not too much of a C, keeping the hips centered and leaning to one side. Come back to center. And now we're going to do a squatting. So for this one, if If you can't squat all the way down, then have something to support your hands and just come down halfway. Or if you can squat all the way, then put your hands on your feet, straighten, bend, straighten, bend. Let's add the breath. So inhale here. Even if you're just halfway down, exhale, straighten. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend the knees. Good, do that several times. And now I'm going to adjust my camera a little bit because I seem to have aimed it too far down. All right, so variations on the shaking. So the first way of shaking is just to bend and straighten the knees. We are not jumping, the feet are staying flat on the ground. So this can also be a slowed down version or a very subtle, small version. The idea is that we're getting the lymph flowing. And then another way we can shake is side to side. This one I find releases a lot of tension in the hips. So now I'm bending and straightening opposite knees. It's a shimmy, like in belly dance, shimmy, shimmy, and I feel all the tension flowing out of my hips. And now we have the swinging twist. So this one is called ringing the temple bell. We're also going to add in a beating the temple drum. So you can choose which one feels better to your body. So opening the arms, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. I'm also bending and straightening the legs here. Good. And then another thing I want to bring to your awareness is that all of the Qigong exercises that we're learning can be done seated. So again, I'm going to adjust my camera to make sure you can see me. So when you're seated, your feet are flat on the floor directly below the knees. Your hips are directly below the shoulders. And then all of these movements, even the swinging twist, can be done in your seat if you have a seat with no back like this. If you do have a back, you end up like this, which is okay. I have this twisting seat, so I'm trying to stabilize my seat. I don't really want my hips to be moving. I want to be moving from my waist. So I'm pressing down with my hips, pressing down with my feet, and just twisting the upper body. And then we can do all of the hand movements, the round shape here. Inhale, expand. Exhale, coming together. Inhale, growing larger. Exhale, coming together. All of these movements can be done standing or sitting. I recommend standing as much as you can and sitting if your hips, legs, or feet get tired. Good. Spiraling in towards the belly. And gathering from the heavens. Ha, making that ha sound for the heart, which governs the entire body. Ha. One more time. Ha. Finding stillness. And then we'll seal our practice Sending that energy into the belly. And now directing the energy up and over the head, across the shoulders, down the back, down the outsides of the legs, all the way to the feet, or you can imagine you're touching your feet. If it's difficult to touch your feet, come up the center, over the top of the head, across the shoulders, in front of the armpits, down the back, all the way down the legs, around and up the front, over the top, and down, around. Good. Now rub the hands, cover the eyes, breathe deeply. Massage the face. Let's give a little extra time to our jaw. And then tapping the scalp, tapping the back of the head, tapping the back of the neck, the throat gently, and then pounding the top of the shoulders down the outside of the arm, back up the inside. This is also beneficial for the lymph, so if the bouncing is too much for you, make sure you do extra pounding. The belly, the groin creases, down the outsides of the legs, back up the inside, down the outside, back up the inside. And now resting, feeling the energy moving through you. Touch in with the breath. Visualize a smile melting down the front of the body. Another smile melting down the back of the body. And a third smile melting down the center of the body. Take a deep breath, and with your exhale, melt every part of you, softening from the crown above the head to below the feet. Exhale slowly and smoothly. Now imagine a pool of liquid spreading out from your feet. The earth is receiving it. And now imagine you are sending roots down into the earth as deep as you are tall, as wide as your arms spread to the sides. And then with a deep breath, draw energy up from your roots into the core of your belly and the lower dantian. Imagine you are filling up with golden healing earth energy, and it is encasing you in light. As you begin to overflow with this energy, feel it filling up the room all around you. And then with your breath, imagine that with each inhale, you expand into this energy that's filling your room, and with each exhale, you are wrapped in a golden cocoon. Now imagine you are growing larger. You are like a giant. Your head is in the heavens. Your feet are anchored into the earth. Your waist is in the clouds. And you begin to receive energy into every pore of your being. With each inhale, gather energy with your mind into your body, and with each exhale, contain that energy. So it's like you're opening and closing the pores of the body with each breath. You inhale and open and receive. You exhale and close to contain. And now imagine you are a star shining out like the brilliance of the sun. Now with a deep breath, inhale, gathering from all around you. And as you exhale, shine that light down upon your being from the crown to the roots. Again, inhale. Exhale, overflowing with light. You are a pillar of light. One more time. Creating a sanctuary within the vessel of your human temple. Rest in the knowing.